Hi there and welcome to the Shoo Rayner Drawing School, and today it's nearly Mother's Day, so I'm going to show you how to write Mom in a kind of interesting way. It doesn't work in English because we say Mum, so you can't use an O like that. But anyways, let's not talk about it. Let's do it. Okay, how to draw Mom. Real fancy. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by drawing a line across the middle there, and find the middle. There we go, and I'll just put that there so I know where it fits in the camera. Now I'm going to put kind of a you can probably hear my next door neighbours, the kids playing in the background. Never mind. I'm going to put that there and that there, like kind of like that. Is that all fitting in? Yeah, I think that's perfect. Good. So now an M, you want to start off with a kind of a thin bit on that side and a thick bit on that side, and that will come down thicker on that side, and there, that fits good, and that will be kind of there, and then that comes down thick, but then it goes up thin, and then it comes back down there thick. That's just fitting in good. So we got kind of thicker there, and then it's coming up there, and then we want to have these serifs, they're called, these bits that stick out on the side there, and again we'll have that there, that will rest on the bottom. We'll make it a bit thicker there, and that will come up at an angle from there, and I want that to stick out a bit there. So we're making this kind of a lumpy kind of Mom, M-O-M. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the O into petals of a daisy. And if we kind of go like that, and that should kind of fit in there like that. And it's kind of really simple and easy to do. And then just kind of go around the outside like that, and come up to the top, down and up and join there, and then we do this one as well. I think it's good to get, if you get both the M's in first, then you can kind of get the balance of the daisy kind of right to fit in between the two M's like that. And I'm going to put a kind of a wiggly kind of centre, and I tell you what I am going to do, I'm going to do kind of like that, because it's just more interesting if you put a little kind of bit on the end of your daisy petal. They're just kind of slightly ragged, and then come back on yourself. I have some daisies in my garden, very long. These kind of, you know, not daisies that grow in the grass. These are kind of flower bed, herbaceous bordered daisies, and they're very, very long petals, and they're really, really ragged at the end, and they just look so beautiful in the summer when they come out. And they were given me by an old lady who died quite a while ago now, and she dug them, a couple out of her garden, and she gave me these daisies, and every year they come out and I go, oh, there's Jermaine's daisies, and so, so every year I kind of remember this old lady. It was great fun, we were great friends, and there we go. Right, now I'm going to, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to make sure that it's nice and dry before I erase the pencil lines. And have I got room for anything? Oh no, I think that's probably going to be enough. Now how am I going to colour this in? I think what I'm going to do, now you see the daisies are, I'm getting my watercolours already here. Okay, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to start off by doing the. I'm going to do the M's in pink. I think just because it's Mother's Day. And I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave circles. I'm making this up as I go along, and just to make it a bit more interesting. I don't know if it'll work, but and then just kind of shade those in like that, and then another circles, just to make it a little more interesting. And like that. And you can colour them in any colour you like. But there's a little thing I haven't rehearsed this actually. I've done a quick pencil sketch of kind of what I thought I might do, but I haven't rehearsed colouring it in, so I've got no idea if this is going to work or not. Sometimes I kind of do rehearse things I'm painting for you, but I'm just incredibly busy at the moment. I don't have much time, and so I don't know, it just makes it look a bit more interesting. There we are. And I'm just going to then, while it's still wet, I'm just going to kind of drop a little hint of darker colour in like that, which will just give those little white bits that I've left, just give them a little hint of excitement now. And you can also kind of come down the edges of these M's and give them a little bit of body, just to kind of give them a 3D-ness. Right, and at the same time now we're going to want some yellow right in the middle of the flower. We want it to be nice and bright. I'm just going to leave that little bit of white there and drop in a bit more yellow behind. And how do we make that white stand out? Well, that's what I'm wondering myself. I don't know whether I'm going to make this work. That'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes. What colour am I going to use? What colour am I going to use? I think, no, that's not good. That's not good. I need to clean that palette there. You can't see what I'm doing here at all. I'm kind of trying to decide what colours I'm going to use, and I think I'm going to use blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm kind of just mixing a bit of blue in my palette there, and I'm going to wet the paper all around. Okay, so this is just water and just a little bit probably in behind the M's there. And now I'm going to get this blue and I'm going to drop the blue into there, just behind the petal. Okay, and what I'm hoping this is going to do is that the blue will kind of fade away into where I've kind of dropped that water on and kind of wetted the paper before. You have all these kind of interesting techniques with watercolor where you know you don't just have to put paint on, you can just put water on, and then that's going to let it all kind of fade into the background in a kind of magical, mystical kind of a way. I made a blob there, so I'll just try and wash that bit out. And it'll just kind of it'll just give a kind of, I don't know, just a little bit of kind of life to the thing, I suppose. What's the word? I don't know what the word is I'm trying to use. And it'll give a bit of depth. You probably can't see that on the camera. I don't know how strong that is. So now I'm just going to add a bit more. And how are we doing for time? 9 minutes, you see. These watercolour ones always take so much longer. I'm just going to pop that in there, back that in there. And then I'm going to take some very thin, and I'm going to shade those ones underneath like that a bit. so that they're kind of placed behind, and then you're just going to need a little bit of blue just to kind of flick out from there, like that. There we go. And lastly, what I would do is then with the yellow, just add a little hint of brown or something with the yellow, just to give it a little bit of extra-ness, and then just kind of drop a bit of darker bit in there. So there we go. I don't know. What do you think of that? I'm not sure about that. But anyway, there you go. It'll give you an idea, or you can go and do your own version of it. So if you like that, then keep going back to the Shoo Rayner drawing channel, and don't forget to subscribe up there. And meantime, give your mum a hug from me, and keep drawing, keep practicing, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Happy Mother's Day.